Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Ghosts and another episode of KEM Strikes Saturday, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in KEM Strikes. This one was sent in by a guy named Axel, who is actually part of the SP, not SB like in my name, but SP knifing clan. What we got going on here is a game of domination on the map Flooded, running around knifing and throwing knifing only on the PC, and getting ourselves a KEM Strike, which is just fantastic. Let's start with the perks here before we get into the gameplay. He's using Marathon, which is a fantastic perk. It's great. It's essential if you're knifing only, right? It's also pretty essential if you're trying to use, say, a shotgun, because shotguns and knives are kind of alike in the playstyles that you have to implement to be able to do well while either shotgunning or knifing. They both play pretty similar, and you're going to need Marathon for both of them. You got Reflex here, so he can use his throwing knives faster. He's got Dead Silence, because if you're knifing, you literally need to get right next to the person, unless, of course, you hit him with your throwing knife. But if you actually want to use your melee attack and take people out that way, you need to be literally right next to the person, bad breath distance. And if you're getting that close to people, you're going to want to have Dead Silence. Of course, people with the Amplify perk can counter that with Amplify, and they can still hear you, which is a really broken feature that I think shouldn't have been implemented into the game, but still, they can still hear you if they have Amplify, but not a lot of people use Amplify, so if you got Dead Silence on, you're going to be pretty much good to go on sneaking up to people. He's got Recon, which Recon is kind of a questionable decision. I would have much rather have swapped this out for something like Lightweight, because Recon, the way it sits is basically if someone gets hit with like explosive damage, you can see them through walls, kind of like if you had an Oracle up, and that just seems really pointless. I've never actually used Recon once. Is there some kind of secret to using Recon? Is there a reason why people like Recon? Let me know, because I've never literally used it ever in my time in Call of Duty Ghosts. And the final perk we're going to be using is going to be the Extra Lethal, which of course is going to allow him to use more throwing knives. And of course, you look at his specialist bonus package here, he's got Scavenger on, because Scavenger plus throwing knives equal very, very nice. And especially if you see someone that's really good with throwing knives, we've seen some KEM Strikes here on my channel where the person was just so ridiculously good with the throwing knife. He's like, bam, 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 he's taking everyone out. Our guy Axel here, he's pretty good with throwing knife. Of course, he's good with the throwing knife. He does miss a few of them in this video, but you have seen it where, some people just seem to be so ridiculously talented with a throwing knife, and if they're knifing only and they've got Scavenger and they basically have like an unlimited supply of throwing knives, it gets scary, and it gets scary very, very quickly. So yeah, that ends up happening. So Axel here, we're running around once again, like I said, on the map Flooded. And what I think is particularly nice about this KEM Strike is there's no set, strategy you see implemented. I've seen KEM Strikes on many different maps where it's like, okay, they basically take over this building here. There's a spawn point here, there's a spawn point here, and they kind of take over that, and they kind of control this entire portion of the map. There's no real rhyme or reason that I can find from watching this to this KEM Strike. Whenever he sees someone losing a flag or wherever he thinks the enemy team is at, he just starts running at them with his knife. Now, right here, he's actually playing smart. The enemy team just captured C, so he's not going to go running wide open in this parking garage, because it's really open once you get towards the C flag. So, he's trying to play a bit smarter, trying to play at an area where, he would have the advantage if they were to sneak up on him. But right now, he's actually just trying to find where the people are at. He does have the UAV up, but as people are moving around and such, it's a very dangerous place for a knifer and a shotgunner inside this parking garage, because there is a lot of open areas. So he played it pretty well, ended up getting that kill, went back and got that kill right there as well, and now he's going to continue to move around. I think it's actually pretty interesting, throughout the entire KEM Strike, one, he's just running around seemingly with no rhyme or reason. Although I'm sure he was just going where he thought people were at. See, right there, I hate the knifing in COD Ghosts for that reason. Like, you're right next to the guy. Or, how many times have you guys done this where you're right next to a SATCOM and you try to knife it and it just misses for no reason? But I like it, he's moving around so much throughout the entirety of this KEM Strike. I also like the fact that he's doing this on the PC. I didn't know PC people ever did knife only. As weird as it sounds, like, I'm sure people on PC knife only, but I've never actually thought about it before that people actually knife only on the PC. I've never actually seen a gameplay like this, which is, I don't know, just interesting to me. I've never seen anything of this nature before, so I like it. I definitely like it a lot, and we're actually getting pretty close to the KEM Strike itself as we continue to move around here. We're going to continue to move around this building. He's going to try and knife his teammate, but he realizes, hey, my teammates are here, and definitely a good tip that you guys can take with you is always try and make your way towards where your team is not. He notices all his team is over there, so he comes over here towards the B flag. One, it's the place where the enemy team has, it's the only place the enemy team has, and two, he has no other teammates throughout the entirety of this area. So he's going to get that kill right there and pick up that awesome throwing knife kill, and has the KEM Strike as a result, and that is your KEM Strike. That was very fast, all things considered, especially when you're trying to only knife. And yeah, I liked really everything, honestly, about this KEM Strike. And since he actually cut the video off, I'm just going to go ahead and play out the rest of the gameplay here, rather than cutting towards where he calls in the KEM Strike like I usually do. He ends up dying off right there, and then he's going to call in his KEM Strike. And I believe after the KEM Strike actually goes off, the video just kind of makes a cut off not too long after. So we watched KEM Strike go off. Very fancy overall gameplay. I thought it was pretty freaking nice. And the score that we're seeing, for someone that's knifing only, is pretty freaking absurd in my opinion here. So we didn't get to see the exact final score, but we're just about towards the end of the gameplay, and our man is 55-5 running around with a knife, which is pretty freaking crazy. So Axel, hats off to you, man. That was pretty freaking amazing. I hope you guys will enjoy this episode of KEM Strike Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel the video deserves. And if you guys would like to send in your guys' KEM Strikes for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday, everything you guys need to see is on your screen right now. No commentary, no color correction, try and render your video out at a very nice quality. This video was not very on par with the quality thing, but it was such a good gameplay that I'm like, we'll sacrifice a bit of quality just to really show us awesome gameplay. Take your high quality video, upload it to YouTube as unlisted, link me via personal message here on YouTube, and then congratulations, you have submitted your video for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday. If you guys like to go ahead and check out Axel, he's a first-time guest here on KEM Strike Saturday. Always nice to see some fresh faces here on KEM Strike Saturday. But if you do head over to his YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/AxelBR99, and you will find a ton of knifing videos. From what I can tell, he actually has a pretty semi-frequent upload schedule, usually uploading every other day or so, and he has a lot of amazing knife-only gameplays. If you like knife-only gameplay stuff, you will like his channel. He's got a bunch of really cool stuff, and if you like his channel, you might also like his clan's channel, which is SP Knifing, and you will find links to both Axel's channel as well as SP Knifing's channel down below in the video description. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.